Okay. So I guess I'll go ahead and start.
Go ahead.
And, I think at my number one, at my George Washington, if you'll say, I'm gonna have to go with the. I'm gonna put this at my number one. I'm gonna go with the Golden Bull by LFD.
Okay.
Golden
really
Bull
nice,
by LFD. And for a number of reasons. One being, I have had the opportunity, being that Cigars on the Avenue is the home of the number 7 and the number 6, but because we are the home of the number 7, I have been able to try it a few times. And I have to say, every single time I've had that cigar, I've enjoyed it. I mean, down to the nub, down to the cap, and it just gets better every single time I have it. And I would say firmly, not to mention LFD, what they did was something super special. I mean, I'm pretty sure that they were the first ones to come up with that whole NFT contract.
I think so.
Situation. Yeah. And I thought that kind of changed the game. I mean, you had a couple companies that came out afterwards that did that as well. And their cigars are also excellent. One of them might end up on my Mount Rushmore as well, but we'll save that. And but I'm gonna firmly put the Golden Bull as my number one.
Yeah, nice.
Not a cigar that I've tried yet, but that is on my list to try.
Yeah.
And now that you said that too, you make it sound so good,
dude. It's unreal.
For my number one, it's funny. I made my list and I kept going back and forth on the order, but I think I'm just gonna go ahead and put the Atabey Black Ritos as my number one. Did I snipe one of yours? What's funny too is Jared and I just happened to go to Cigars on the Ave the day you guys got them into the shop.
Oh man, that's awesome.
So I walked in and it was either Don or Richard.
Yeah.
So actually, I walked in. Don was smoking one, of course. First one he was smoking.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shoot, like they got him in. So I went in the humidor. Jared and I both got one when they were still $60 at the time. So we got him for what's now a steal. But that cigar, man, it was just so unique. It was basically selected tobacco to the next level. The flavor notes on there were so unique. Like, you get a little bit of like blueberry. Those berry notes are so unique. You get some cocoa and stuff like that. But that cigar really impressed me enough to be in my number one spot.
Excellent.
Very nice. I'm
yeah.
I'm going to have to go with a Padron 50th Maduro.
Ooh.
And that's like my all-time favorite Padron cigar. And I feel like so many companies try to replicate it. You know what I mean? I mean, at the PCA, how many cigars do we hear? They're like, yeah, this is modeled after the Padron 50th. And it's never the same.
No.
You know what I mean?
You had this on your birthday, too, a few months ago, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's my go-to celebratory stick now. So
okay. Yeah.
Very nice.
We all know what I'm going to say. It all brought us together. It's what I smoke from time to time. But I used to smoke it multiple times a day. Every single time I'd go out before I met, Mark, Alex, and Zach, is the Padron 9026.
Okay.
The
Maduro?
Well, of course.
Okay. Yeah.
that used to be the only thing you smoked. You'd have 3 cigars a night.
Yeah.
But they got me to kind of branch out and widen my palate a little bit.
Okay.
Now I'm smoking something different almost every single day, which is also crazy if you think about it.
And this is just a little side question. Do you have a specific size you prefer?
Usually, the Padron or just in general?
Of the Padron, of the 26.
I believe it's the Toro I smoke.
Okay. Very nice.
Depending on what lounges have them, but mostly everyone has them. They're like $25 each, usually around there.
Okay.
So now you're going to go for your number 2 and it's going to go back this way.
To mess with everyone, I was just going to say Padron 1964.
Oh my God. Is that your answer?
Just to change it up, I always go back. I'll say Red Meat Lovers.
Okay.
Because I always smoke that all the time.
The new or the old one?
See, that's a good question. I like the Gordo size, older one.
Okay.
Yeah.
The 60 rain gauge. But normally I always smoke Toros, but either one is really good.
That's the Gordo is the Porterhouse, I think.
I think so. Yeah. But too, since it's box pressed, it's easy to smoke a 60 ring gauge when it's box pressed.
Agreed.
Yeah. I mean, it basically feels like a 55 or something like that. That's a good choice. It's a great choice.
So now we're going back this way?
Yeah.
It's a good choice, but I got an even better choice.
Oh.
I'm going to have to go with the Besa Maduro. You know what I mean? Full body. Full flavors. Probably my most smoked cigar also. So yeah, it's my number 2.
Do you think you smoke that more than a natural?
Yeah.
I think we all do. We like the San Andreas wrapper so much better.
I think that is true. Yeah, I'm going back and forth right now. Now I'm on my Habano phase again, so I'm enjoying that base of natural now. It's so good.
Habano, like morning, daytime, Maduro, nighttime.
Anytime.
Oh,
Let me see. What do I got here? Okay, so what am I doing here? For my number 2, I'm going to have to go with the Warped La Colmena, the 10th anniversary. I don't know if you've had that one yet.
I don't think I have.
Dude, it's so good. So obviously, I mean, La Colmena, they also have the Black Honey. Really good cigar. They came out with the 10th anniversary, I think last year. Dude, that cigar, you have to try that one. That's like a very, people say this all the time, but truly it's like a very Cuban-esque cigar. Okay. It tastes just like a really good Cuban from like back in the day.
Yeah.
Super great cigar. That's going to be my number 2.
All right. Very cool. I'm going to have to keep my eyes out for that one. Let's see. At my number 2, let's see. I'm going to go ahead and say it's a cigar that to go back to the Chinese Zodiacs, it was a cigar that I came into the job on. So it was the Year of the Rabbit by Davidoff. And you know, I remember the first time I had that cigar, and I was like, oh my God. Cause at the time all I wanted was spice. I thought I was in love with full bodied cigars. You know, I was still like a little bit of a novice, but I would smoke that cigar and I was like, oh my God, this cigar is so good. In fact, on my, what was it? It was on my 24th birthday. It was the Year of the Rabbit as well. And so, I had a little get together at my job. I was off that day, so I had a little get together, and I just called it the Year of the Rabbit celebration. Didn't really call it my birthday or anything like that. And I invited a bunch of my friends outside of Cigars and inside of Cigars to come smoke rabbits with me, and we had probably like a full 8 top of us smoking Year of the Rabbit by Davidoff, and it was phenomenal. You know, I enjoyed that with a little Macallan, and I was like, this is stellar. I can't believe this is my life right now. And I loved it so much that I even got a Year of the Rabbit tattoo as well. Oh, yeah. So I was like, wow, dedication. Dedication, right? Now, I did change up the logo. I didn't want to copy Davidoff, of course, but I loved it so much too that I ended up buying a box. I would say that's my first big boy cigar purchase. I ended up buying a box that I'm going to smoke 1 Year of the Rabbit every year on my birthday until the next Year of the Rabbit comes. And then hopefully Davidoff or maybe another company has another great Year of the Rabbit cigar.
Yeah. So hopefully by the time that rolls around, Davidoff does it again and it's even better.
That would be,
because they do it every time. Yeah,
absolutely.
But they change it up, of course. So you can go for your number 3 now.
All right. Number 3. I'm going to go Padron. But I'm going to have to go, I think I'm going to go the Padron Black Natural.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Interesting.
And I'm typically when it comes to Padron, I'm typically the Maduro. Naturally. One of my go-tos is a 1964 Imperial. But when I had the Padron Black Natural, it was on a different level. I don't know what it was. Maybe it was just the day, but then I smoked it again and I was like, oh my God, this holds up. This is great. So I'm going to put that at my number 3, Padron Black Natural.
Now we all need one.
I was to say too, there's a few Padrones that the natural just hits, like the specific sizes or specific, it just hits like really good. I think like the family series, I want to say like for me, the 44 for some reason in the natural is super great. And the 80 actually, now I think about it. But for my number 3, I'm going to have to, I changed it slightly. It's going to be the Sampere Green, the Diadamus, which is like 8x54. Super good. I know you had that one for the first time recently, and you absolutely loved it.
Yeah, it was a great cigar.
Very nice.
Yeah, that cigar is a medium. I'd say mild to medium, but the flavor is just so full.
Yeah.
Full of flavor. Great flavor notes.
This is full of flavor too. Sounds fried.
Yeah.
Damn good cigar.
Yeah, I mean, none of the cigars are overpowering, but they're all just full flavor there. I mean, the blue, so I was going to put the blue pyramid as my answer, but I changed it to the green because I had the green recently and I was like, dude, I think that one might be my new favorite. So that's my number 3. Go ahead.
I think we go with Probably the Tabernacle Red Lancero.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah, this is like a dark Lancero that I just love. Lancero is probably like my favorite size. You don't really get it too often anymore.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, I was hooked on that cigar for a while. I bought like 2 boxes of that. Yeah.
Tabernacle. Another great cigar.
Yeah. They're always real good with strength. It was like, really strong cigars.
are they all gone now?
Yeah.
Long gone.
We do have Met Cigars on the Avenue.
Yeah.
Wow.
There we go.
There you go.
The humidor at Cigars on the Ave is actually massive.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, it's a big humidor.
When you walk in,
half the shop is humidor.
let me say this. When you're looking at the humidor, it's a big humidor, obviously, but when you actually walk in, it just grows.
Absolutely.
It's so much bigger.
The old shop, the old Cigars on the Avenue, when it was on Park Avenue in Winter Park, was a little before my time. I never really got to go there. But I've been able to see pictures either online or just through some of the other regulars. Don showed me a couple of pictures, and he's not joking. I mean, he'll tell people that our humidor now was the size of the store, and he's not joking. Like the square footage of that humidor that we have now is maybe just maybe a couple feet off of what the other store was. Yeah. And I mean, and he didn't have a humidor. He had shelves or he just had cabinets.
Yeah.
And when people walk in, like that's when people who've never been to our shop, they come in and they're like, "Holy crap!" They're like looking around. They're like, "It's like a kid in a candy shop here. You have everything." So,
yeah, I remember I went, I think once or twice to the old location before they moved. But you're absolutely right. That first room that you walk into is probably like slightly smaller than the humidor now. Maybe slightly. It's very close. And then you had a little lounge area in the back. But yeah, now, I mean, the building's fantastic. All right, number 3 and then your number 4.
All right, I've been smoking this for quite some time, but the Perdomo 20th anniversary, Maduro, of course, but the Churchill size.
Very nice.
I really like that.
Yeah.
Like I literally had that maybe once a day.
That's not false at all. That's a true statement. All right, what's number 4?
This is pretty random. But lately I've been smoking the Axum Maduro. I really like that a lot. For $16.50, it gets the job done. So I mean, I don't know. I really like it. But really any Maduro I pretty much like. But that one specifically, I've been smoking that for the last like 2 weeks straight. In fact, I bought one today before the podcast. So,
no, yeah, that is a great cigar. I gotta go back to that. I had him. You and I had him when they first came out.
Yeah,
they're great. And actually, it was a different name. I can't remember the name at this point, but it was a different name, and then they rebranded to the Axum.
It was the Matapa.
Thank you. Yeah,
Matapa. Yeah,
it was Matapa. Yeah.
Is it the same cigar though?
It's the same cigar.
I believe so. Yeah.
They just rebranded it
for some reason. They rebranded it. Yeah.
To my understanding, I believe the Matapa name was actually already trademarked. So they switched it, which
that makes sense.
Yeah,
because it was pretty quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good cigar.
Okay, so you're number 4 now.
All right, let me think about this. I'm thinking old school to something I used to smoke a lot back in the day. That I think is a great beginner smoke for a lot of people. Is the My Father, the Judge.
Nice.
Yeah, I think I used to smoke that religiously. Like, especially the My Father brand. That was just my favorite from their brand.
2024 Cigar of the Year.
Was it?
Yeah.
There we go. See?
I forgot what size.
I'm never wrong.
Specific size, but
yeah.
So that's your number 4 out of everything else. That's your number 4.
Well, I was gonna pick the Besa Habano, but I already had Besa on my list, so I just figured.
You gotta mix it up.
And you're smoking it now, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
The Besa Habano is definitely going to be an honorable mention, a sneaky number 5. But I think I'm going to go for my number 4. I'm going to throw a curveball in here. I'm going to go with the Cuban cigar.
You can't do that.
It's like
you can't do that. It's got to be cigars that they can buy.
They can buy them. It's possible. All right, let me do this then. I'll do 2, but this is going to be my official answer. The Hoyo de Monterrey, La Hoyo de Rio Seco.
Okay.
Blew me away. Absolutely fantastic cigar. I had it twice, and it's absolutely fantastic. It's one of those Cuban cigars so far that's left that's actually really good still, because Cuban cigars have not been the same. But that one is fantastic. If Mark's going to not allow me to say that, I'm going to say the Besa Natural Toro.
Nice.
Which is similar profile. Great. Like I was saying earlier, great cigar for any time of day. Super smooth, lots of flavor. But both the cigars are fantastic.
Very nice.
Finish us strong.
All right. So, this has been one that, it's a little bit newer to me, mainly because I wasn't around when they first hit the market. And then they weren't on the shelves when I started working. But they made a comeback, and I've had the pleasure of meeting the owner, the creator of these cigars, and being able to try every single blend multiple times, and they're all excellent. But one that I am just going back to, I can not smoke it for 1 month, 30-day cleanse from that cigar, and smoke it again. It's perfect. I can smoke it 10 out of 10 times, and it will always be perfect. It's going to be the M. Bombay Gaia Natural. Yeah. Specifically the Toro, but the Robusto is just as good.
Yeah.
And that cigar I can smoke. I'll enjoy it in the morning with my coffee, or I can enjoy it in the evening with something stronger. I can do it with a scotch. I can do it with old fashioned, and just that M. Bombay Gaia Natural. Phenomenal blend.
Yeah,
it really is.
No, M. Bombay is a great brand. I think I've had, thanks to you actually, I've had one cigar from every line now.
Excellent.
I don't know why. I have to smoke them all again now, but the Cigar is my favorite right now.
Yeah.
I don't know. For some reason, it's my favorite.